Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. Well, today I have 10 things that I want to advise black men of what they should bring to the marriage table. Now, I think we're all exhausted if we're on social media listening to these so-called black male dating coaches telling black men what they need to do, basically to finesse women, take advantage of women, or try to put women in their place. These things aren't working. These things really don't work because here's the thing. It's hard for a man to finesse a woman. It really is. Now, you can take advantage of a woman if she likes you. You can do that. But if you're out here trying to finesse a woman, and these are usually women that are professional finessers, these Instagram models and these kind of women who are out here available, making themselves available to men for a Birkin bag or some other kind of bag, you can't finesse those women. So you just accept the fact that those women are going to outplay you. Because they know that. Because at the end of the day, they don't give a damn about you anyway. They'll just move on to the next man. Because they know that there's always another man with a pocket full of money. And they can get it. They know that. So these are some things that you need to bring to the table if you want to be successfully married to a black woman. Now let me clarify this. This works with black women that want to be married to black men, and you have to find your right match. Number one, you need to love and appreciate yourself enough to love and appreciate a black woman. If you are a black man and you can't stand black women, please understand there's something wrong with you. And we'll leave it at that. Number two, I wouldn't say that you need to be a particular age, but I think the mid-20s and above sound about right because it takes the mid-20s for you to grow up, to really grow up and get in the mode of becoming a man. Number three, you should have graduated from high school and from a vocational or professional school with a marketable skill. And a marketable skill simply means you need to know how to do something that the economy needs done. Number four, you should have a job and have worked on that job for 2 years or more. And what that does is stabilizes you on that job, and it gives you an opportunity to know if that job is a good fit for you and if you are a good fit for that job. So you have to spend time on a job to know if that job is working for you. And if it's not working for you, you need to be thinking about what does work for you before you quit that job. Number five, if you're not making $50,000 a year, and that's a modest amount of money in today's economy, if you're not making $50,000 a year, you need a side job. In addition to your main job, you need to have another job, whether it's a landscaping business, a barbering business, a fish frying business, a barbecuing business. You need to have something else on the side where you are establishing your own business and also a legacy for yourself. See, because in fact, all these men talk about on social media are women and Instagram models and side chicks and this basketball player, that football player and his side chick. That is so destructive to black men. There's a reason why you don't hear anybody talking about that but black men. That is very destructive because all those women are going to do is drain you of your money. A side job is more important to a black man than a side chick. What those side chicks want really is money. They don't want a real relationship, and they're not looking for a husband usually. They want the bag, as they say. So the bag means money. So they're looking for money. Many of those women have been abused, abandoned, and rejected by men, including their fathers. So they don't have any confidence in men. They want the money, and that's what they go for. And we see that with these athletes. Every week or so, I would pick up an article where 25 athletes that were millionaires are now working regular jobs. And they're lucky if they can get a job at Home Depot. But they had $1 million contracts years ago. And they don't know where the money went. And J.R. Smith, who recently retired from basketball and is now on the golf team at Central State in North Carolina, was lamenting a few days ago that he would spend upwards of $60,000 in strip clubs. And he said, I could have fed my community with that money, but it's too late. The money is gone. And I said that to say that a black man needs a side job more than he needs a side chick. Now, I'm not holier than thou. I know that men need entertainment, and some like going to strip clubs. Okay, that's your thing. But when you go to any venue, you need to know how much money is too much money to spend there. That's called self-control. Self-control is a very important virtue to bring to the marriage table. So back to the countdown. Number 6, you should have a spiritual connection, whether it's with a church, a mosque, a synagogue, or whatever. But you should have a connection with a higher power, and you should practice a daily regime of empowerment. Prayer, meditation, listening to inspirational music, those are good ways of empowering your spirit and nurturing your soul. And young people really need to have this spiritual connection, because once you get old, you make up your mind whether it worked for you or not. But while you're on your life's journey, you need to have that spiritual connection, because it will serve as a guide to whether you're going in the right direction or not. Number 7, it helps for black men to be members of some type of social or professional organization, whether it's connected with your job, whether it's your fraternity, whether you're in the Masonic Lodge, the Shriners, the Elks, the Bike Club, whatever. But it does help to be involved in an organization of men, because that way you get to share your ideas, you get to discover opportunities, and basically, really, you get to help each other. You need to belong to something besides yourself. We are social beings. Fellowship and human contact are good for human development. Number 8, you should have a hobby and or enjoy some type of physical activity. A good hobby can really relieve stress. You can write poetry, play cards, cook, fish, hunt, ride a bike, but it can really relieve stress and put you in a completely different place. So I think everybody should have a hobby. And number 9, focus. You should bring focus to the marriage table. You should be focused enough to tune out people who don't know what they're talking about. Now, what I mean by that is listening to people telling you what you need to do with a woman, and how you need to handle a woman, and how you need to talk to a woman. All that kind of stuff is going to do for black men most of the time is either get you locked up in jail, in the grave, or in a nursing home where you've had some kind of a stroke or aneurysm because you're letting pressure build up, because you're trying to force people to do something that you don't have the power to force them to do. And sometimes this is brought on because you're listening to men trying to tell you how to do something that they don't know how to do. Trying to tell you how to get a woman when they don't have a woman. They got to pay somebody to be with them, but you don't know that. If you feel that you're in need of counseling or advice, or your social skills need sharpening, then go to your local health department and ask them if they could recommend somebody who is trained in that area, and not somebody on social media or YouTube who is proclaimed to be something that they have no credentials in. And last but not least, number 10, you should bring meditation to the marriage table. Meditate over your life and over your life with your spouse or your intended spouse. And also determine in your own mind what kind of man you want to be, what kind of husband you want to be, what kind of father and neighbor you want to be, so you can uplift your community. So, in closing, what should Black American men bring to the marriage table? They should bring commitment. Commitment to God, to family, and to community. A strong work ethic, a spirit of giving and not receiving, because if you give, you will receive. And a commitment to being the best man that you can be. This is going to bring you a successful marriage and a successful life. Thank you for listening. Subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, share the video, and as always, have a great day.